today is finally the day that I'm going to do my 5K sub Q&A celebration video. I'm sorry this took so long to come out because I recently came down with a cold for a week that made doing voiceovers another nightmare. So that was cool. And considering I knew this video was going to be a long time, I decided to just wait on it. And basically, I'm just going to be answering questions while I have Alliance War gameplay playing in the background. And I'm going to put the question on the screen. Anything else I need to put on the screen, you'll see there. And I filtered the questions into 3 different categories. First, related to the game, second, related to personal stuff, and then thirdly, just completely random questions. So we're going to go in order. I filtered the questions as best as I could. Some of them would overlap, but just bear with me. And if you put your question on the post, there's a very high chance it made it. So yeah, the questions were 8 days ago, so anything since then I probably haven't read, but I don't really think there were any comments. Might have missed a couple, but either way, let's just get into it, starting with the first question. Why is Tigra the best champion in the game? And to put it simply, she's not, but if I wanted to answer the question as a joke, it's because Tigra is absolutely goated, and I do think she's the best mystic in the game because I am wacky, but she's cracked. I love her. She just cheats some matchups. Should she work for Onslaught? No. Does she? Yes. Should she work for Maestro? No. Does she? Yes. Should she work for Serpent? Does she? Yes. Should she? No. I said that last one backwards, but point proven. Tigra's just goated. I love her. Next question from the content creator Yoryi. If I could buff one champ and nerf one champ, who would they be and why? And definitely not an easy question to answer. There's so many people I could pick from. My nerf one is really simple. It's Hulkling. It will always be Hulkling. I think he is the dumbest attacker ever invented, just because he will nuke almost anything with almost no effort because of how easy his playstyle is. Obviously, I can say the same argument for Tigra, but Tigra you have to use your brain a lot. Hulkling, you just kind of hit them and then hit their block a bit before you drop the SP2. And I just hate how effortless he is. That's plain and simple. I just have a problem with effortless nukes. It's not just Hulkling, it's Juggernaut, it's Titania, it's Hulk. Those are the big 4 for me. But that's my nerf pick. My buff pick would have to be Moon Knight, because I am a comic book fan. I read a lot of comic books, and my 2 favorite things to read are X-Men, and then I have the full Moon Knight series. And it's so good. I just love the character. So seeing him being bad in the game kind of hurts me a little bit, but it is what it is. Hopefully he'll get his buff one day. I mean, if Superior Iron Man's going to, then I'm sure they can buff Moon Knight pretty soon. So next question is going to be, who are the champions that I would most like to see added to the game? And I made a top 5 list maybe 2 or 3 months ago. The list reads Polaris at number 1, Phantom X at number 2, and then Forge, Lizard, and Dazzler. You can tell the list was very mutant heavy. Again, that's just because I read a lot of X-Men comic books, so I have a lot of favorite characters from them. But the list is basically the same. I added a few character names like Magma or Cannonball to the list. But yeah. Generally, it's those champions that I would like to see most added to the game as of right now. Next question is, why is Arcade mid? And look, he's not mid. He just hasn't been given his time to shine yet. He's a tech defender that is currently in a meta that completely encourages cosmics, and a war defender that gets completely shut down by the tactic, just flat out. So he'll have his day, it's just not time yet. And as far as why he's mid on attack, that's kind of fair. He is a little bit mid on attack. Just, he doesn't flow well. That's pretty plain and simple, his problem. And we'll see what happens in his rebalance in a few months from now when the info drops. Next question from the YouTuber Rebel is, what is your favorite thing about being an MCoC YouTuber? And my personal favorite thing about being a YouTuber is being able to share with the world something that I thought I did that was pretty cool. Or something I did that I thought was pretty cool, I should word it like that. When I take, Captain Britain versus Kingpin in Battlegrounds. I don't want to keep it to myself. I want to show everyone else something that I thought that was cool that I did. So it just gives me the opportunity to do that. And another thing is just being able to like help people. Like when someone comments like, "Hey, your war video helped teach me how to do this matchup," and I shared it with my battle group. That just makes me so happy that I could enlighten you with how to do a certain matchup. Like my channel clearly is more focused on the educational side than the entertainment side, because there are like two kinds of MCoC channels. You can focus on education, or you can focus on entertainment. There are people who will do a mixture of both, but usually it narrows down to one of those two categories. I tend to take the educational side. I used to be more on the entertainment side, and then I shifted a bit more to trying to share my knowledge with you guys. And when I get gratified for that, it just makes me so happy. So that's probably some of my favorite things about being an MCoC YouTuber. Next question is a long one. It reads, what is your favorite class and champ? Why? And name a defender you wish didn't exist, and what changes would you make to them? So, first part of the question, favorite class, mutant class by far. And again, it goes back to how I love mutants in comics a lot. Because there are just so many fun characters I like playing in mutant class. And some weird ones too, like obviously I'm a big fan of Captain Britain in the game, so she's not my favorite champ. My favorite champ in the game is probably like Tigra, just because I use her for everything. I get the opportunity to use her for everything, so I love Captain Britain. I just don't get the chance to use her as often as I'd like, so that keeps her a bit from her top spot. So as far as the second part of the question, defender I'd like to delete from the game. I like defenders as a whole. The ones that irritate me the most are Onslaught and Photon, more so Onslaught. What changes would I make to them? A change that's kind of impossible, and it's just, well, that's not true. I would say change the animations on his special attacks, but that's not that big a deal. I just don't like how he encourages you to just nuke him rather than learn his kit very well, which maybe isn't necessarily the case, but sometimes it feels that way. There's not like a lot I can complain about, because even though I dislike Onslaught, I still like hard defenders in general, so I wouldn't say remove him from the game or even change him. I just don't like his kit too much. Next up is going to be, what was your motivation to start playing MCoC? If you didn't know, my account is 4 years old. I started playing in June of 2020, and again, 2020 means that it was the pandemic year, so everyone was kind of looking for things to do, and trying a new mobile game was one of the things that I was interested in. So I had a friend, my friend's dad was playing the game, and I was like, you know what, this is cool, I like Marvel, and I'll give it a shot. So I downloaded it, been playing ever since, legitimately never taken a break from the game. Like, it's just been something I love doing. I also joined the month Tigra came out, and I found Tigra quite attractive, let me say, back then. So that was a motivation to start playing it, which something I normally wouldn't say, but I don't even care at this point. Next question, what piece of content in MCoC is your favorite? Which boss, and what are your hobbies outside of MCoC? So first part of the question, favorite piece of content, it's gotta be Alliance War for me. It's also my favorite videos to make, because it's just something that I can ramble on about for hours, Alliance War, like why I'm doing the specific thing, why this attacker is assigned to this specific fight, why this defensive placement is even there. I just can yap about Alliance War for so long, and it just makes easy videos, so, which is also part of why I have Alliance War content in the background. So anyway, War is my favorite piece of content. It used to be Battlegrounds, but I've kind of fallen out of love with Battlegrounds recently. It hasn't been fun. It just hasn't been fun. I don't know why, other than a few specific things, just like my roster just feeling out of touch. And I have to like be encouraged to rank up specific champions to compete, even though I don't like them, or I can't rank up my characters that I want to play just because they get power crept. It's an annoying game mode. I just not finding it as fun anymore. But the other part of the question, which is my favorite boss? Personally, it's Bahamut in 8.4. Not 8.4, 8.2. It's my favorite boss in the game. It's just a really fun design. I love the ping pong thing. It's just really funny. And then hobbies outside of MCoC. I don't do a lot. I'm actually a very boring person. Not personality-wise, but like activities-wise. I will play other games on my phone. I don't play a lot of console games. I will read comic books. I will hang out with my friends. I will work at my job. I don't do a lot, but those are the things that I do when I'm not playing MCoC. Next question is going to be, what is your favorite thing about Champions, and how do you think they could improve the game moving forward? My favorite thing about Champions is literally I just can play like some of my favorite Marvel characters, just because, you know, I like a lot of characters, I know a lot of characters, I have a good bit of Marvel knowledge, so being able to play obscure characters like Captain Britain as another example is just fun. It's a really fun time. It's probably my favorite thing about the game. About improving it forward, I would like more opportunity for us to choose what characters get buffed and what characters can be added to the game. I know like they do the Summer's Choice yearly, but I almost wish that was like every 6 months or something, just to give us like a lot more choice on who gets added, especially when, you know, we're diving into more obscure characters at this point when we've got 260 plus in the game. So anyway, there's not a lot I'd say that the game needs to improve on. I think the game mode as a whole of Battlegrounds is a bit of a mess, but I'm not going to dive too deep into that. That sounds like another video that I could work on maybe one time. I'm not sure. If you guys feel like watching that, tell me. Next and last question in this category is going to be, what is your opinion on the current state of the game overall? And there's not a lot I'll say, because I don't think I'm the person to say it. But I think it's in a pretty good spot. Again, and it's kind of similar to the last question. I think Battlegrounds is in a pretty bad state right now. I think that monetization as a whole is in a weird state. I don't think it's that great, but it could be worse, I guess. I don't think it's like monetization's issue. I just think they don't give us the opportunity to get as many like rank 3 7 stars as a free-to-play player should have. I don't think it's about decreasing what spenders can earn. I think it's about increasing what free-to-play players can earn. And that's just my opinion, though. Again, I don't think I'm a good person to talk about all this, but those are just a couple of things that came to mind. So the first question in the next category is going to be, where are you from, and what are the things that I do when I'm not doing anything related to MCoC. Firstly, where I'm from Southeast USA. I'm not going to elaborate too much, but I am in that area, so you might be able to hear it in my voice. You might not. It's not a very accented voice, I wouldn't say. It's a voice. I don't know why I'm talking about my voice. Anyway, so there's that, and then things I'm not doing when I'm doing MCoC. Again, I kind of talked about this earlier. I read comics a lot. I play Marvel Snap. That's like the other game I play on my phone. And hang out with friends. I work. That's basically all I do. I don't do a lot of stuff, so sad life. Not really. I enjoy it. Next is a tough question. Favorite MCoC content creator aside myself, which I wouldn't pick myself anyway, because I don't watch my own videos. I just edit them. And even if I did watch my own videos, I don't think I'd like them more than some other creators. So, but I watch a decent bit of creators. I don't say I watch like an absurd amount of MCoC content, but I do watch from a lot of different people. And I also don't watch a lot that isn't Alliance War gameplay, because that's the game mode I care about the most. So, and the person I think makes like the best war videos would be like Simula67, and he's probably my favorite MCoC creator. But like a second choice would be like BMcG. I really like his showcases a lot. And I'm not gonna go elaborate any more than that, but those are the two that come to mind the most. Next question, do I listen to music, and if so, name a few? I do listen to music a lot. I listen to weird music. Like, my favorite bands are like AJR, and I know they're a very unpopular band for a lot of people. I like them. I just find their music fun. And Other bands that come to mind, 21 Pilots. I do like 21 Pilots a good bit. I also like this niche band named Colony House. That's definitely up there. They also have my favorite song, which would be called Trying to Survive by Colony House. So that's my favorite song, and those are my favorite artists. So yeah, just to summarize what I listen to, it's weird stuff, but those are my favorites. So next question is going to be, what other games do I play? Or what other games are your favorites? And this is from Slayer of Gods. I don't play a lot of other games than MCoC. I just don't have the time. But on my phone, I do play Marvel Snap. It's a pretty fun game. I don't play it as much as MCoC. I don't play it competitively like I try to approach MCoC. But I do have a good time on it. And I don't really play a lot of console games because I have a Switch, I have a PS3, which is like ancient now, but I do have a PS3. I don't really play a lot of console games. Just, I don't find them, I'm not going to say I don't find them fun. They definitely are fun. It's just not something I spend my time on too much. The next question is similar to the last one, at least the first part, but I'm going to read the second part. Any reason why you use Grass MCoC as your channel name? And the reason for it being my channel name is, well, mostly because my account name is Grass Knuckles, but I'm sure you want to know why my account name is Grass Knuckles, and it's literally just because when I was a lot younger, I played a game called PvC Heroes, and my favorite character was a character named Grass Knuckles, and for some reason I thought that that would be a good username for MCoC. That is not, I did not use that as a username because of the pun, because I was too young to even understand the pun at the time. But now I understand it, and it is kind of funny, so. Next question is, did I ever see myself being a YouTuber at all before I started? And if you didn't know this, which I don't think I've told a lot of people this, but the reason I actually started doing YouTube was a joke. I literally challenged my cousin to see who could get to 50 subs first, and I uploaded a couple days after Christmas, and that was like my first upload, and then I uploaded daily after that, and my cousin uploaded like 2 videos and then just kind of gave up. I don't really know why, he just didn't do it anymore, but I was like, you know what, I'll continue to do this anyway, just because why not? And no, I did never see myself having 5,000 subscribers and making this video now. It's just something that kind of grew over time and something I've worked hard for, and I'm very glad to be where I am. It's just something I never would have expected, so very fun time. Next question reads, I'm not sure if you've already, but any plans on a face reveal or voiceover? What's the one thing you would like to see changed in the game, and favorite MCoC YouTuber besides yourself? So a lot to break down in this question, but to start, plans for a face reveal? Probably not. At least not now. I'm never ruling it out of the question. I'm just not intending on doing it. For the time being, it'll happen one day, I'm sure. Just not now. Voiceover. I don't really know what you mean by voiceover, because I voice over every video. That's kind of what a voiceover is, but maybe you have a different definition of voiceover. Favorite MCoC YouTuber besides yourself? I already elaborated on that earlier, but thing I would like to see changed in the game the most, it would be a lot of stuff to Battlegrounds. I don't know if it's the game mode itself. I would like some more wacky metas, like, I know this is basically the definition of a wacky meta, but a bit more equalizer metas for rosters and stuff. Like, the Polka Dot Power meta comes to mind. It was a really fun meta. I thought it was a really good job of one, too. So, the metas I kind of wish they would change. And also just nerfs to champs, to where I don't have to worry about not being able to compete because I don't want to rank up my Hulkling, or I can't pull a Titania and stuff like that. Because truth is, you kind of need those characters to compete, and it's because they're broken OP and they can just work in things that they shouldn't be working for. So, nerfs to characters, I know people hate that idea. Nerf Hercules, nerf Hulkling, nerf Juggernaut. I want them nerfed. I know you're probably going to disagree. That's just how I think. Next question is favorite video I've made, and this is a hard one to answer because, again, I don't really watch my videos once they're uploaded. Favorite videos to like edit, probably like my reveal trailers. They take a lot of time, they take a lot of effort, and sometimes they don't turn out perfectly, but usually they're really fun to make. So like the Emma Frost reveal trailer I did was a pretty good time. I don't think it was like the one I put the most effort in, but it's the one that comes to mind first. So, but another thing I really like about making videos is making thumbnails. And I know it's not really part of the question, but if like I had to pick a favorite thumbnail I've made, because that's something I definitely can decide, it probably would be the Gore showcase thumbnail, which I'll probably put on the screen for you guys. But thumbnails, I just love making them, and I don't know if they're really good, I just have a fun time doing it. I hope you guys like the thumbnails as much as I like making them, because it is genuinely really fun to me. Alright, next category, and the first question in there is going to be who is the most versatile attacker in the game, and the sexiest MCoC player. Most versatile attacker, Kate Bishop. She just works for almost anything. Like, even if they're cold snap immune, you just switch to Caltrops and you're fine. And then unless you fight like Warlock or Iron Man Infinity War, you're probably chilling. So, Kate Bishop's my pick there. Sexiest MCoC player. It's gotta be me, right? Like you guys don't get the privilege of seeing my face. I get the privilege of seeing my face. It's absolutely gorgeous. So it's so gorgeous that I'm hiding it from you guys. Okay, I'm done talking about this next question. Next question is from Strange MCoC 7010, and it reads, "Who is your favorite MCoC leader?" And my favorite MCoC leader would happen to be Strange from my own alliance, crazily enough. I think he does a great job as a leader, and he's a very cool guy. Next question is thoughts on Thanos, and Thanos is truly a champion in the game. He has some abilities that are completely baffling to some people, and he actually can do a fight or a few, depending on the matchup, obviously. He will work for a specific champion, and sometimes 2 or 3, depending on the quest, and obviously the nodes play in a factor. He can take some nodes, and he can be used on defense sometimes. He is genuinely a cosmic champ, and a cosmic champ you definitely recognize him as, because he has some of the most cosmic mechanics in the entire game. So next up is, what would be a better motor for my Skyline, a Gallo 12 or a Gallo 24? And if you ask me, it's always the 24. You gotta go with the 24. Strictly because it has the bigger number, so it has to be better, right? Next question, who's your favorite sub? Hint, does his name start with an A and ends with a fish? I'm having a hard time answering this one. It's a really tricky question, so I'm just gonna move on. How many balls or planets do you think Gallon has eaten? And it's a tough guess, but I think I'd have to go with 10. Next reads, do I bleed? And to put it simply, no, I really don't. I don't have blood, so it is a little bit difficult to talk sometimes. It's just something I've had to deal with my whole life, just not having blood. But I've been able to work pretty well with it. Like, I mean, I became an MCoC YouTuber without blood, so I feel like that's pretty impressive, if you ask me. So, yeah, I mean, fair question, I guess. Probably not the answer you were expecting, but it's my honest answer, so anyway, let's just go with that. Last question of the video, is this the real grass? Some days it is. Some days it's not. It's just a toss-up, man. I don't really know what else to say. But with that, that's gonna be the video. If you have any other questions that you didn't add to the community post, I will probably answer them in the comment section if you feel like it. If I feel comfortable answering the question at least. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. I definitely had a fun time answering the questions because I like talking about myself. A lot of people do. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.